Hi, I'm Megan. I probably look pretty normal, right? But what a lot of people don't know is that I have a condition called Turner syndrome. Turner syndrome is a condition that affects around 2,000 born girls each year. I was diagnosed at birth, but some girls don't find out until later in life. In this documentary, I'm going to talk to other Turner's girls, family and friends, and talk about how it affects them and how they have coped living with this rare condition. So what is Turner syndrome? Turner's is a condition that affects the X chromosome. The X chromosome is sort of the gender-defining gene, so it affects that and that. And if a girl has Turner syndrome, then it's not there. So that's why she needs the hormone replacement, so she can go through puberty. Turner's can affect some girls' hearing, so they can go completely deaf at any point. And it also affects the heart. So with me, I have a valve missing where people have 3. I only have 2, so that can be a problem in the future. My morning routine consists of taking my tablets for my blood pressure, atenolol and amlodipine, and my tablet for my hormone replacement. Today I'm going to meet an 11-year-old girl called Laura and her mum Rachel. When were you diagnosed with Turner's?
A few days before I was 4 years old.
How do you find taking injections every night?
Annoying because I wish there were quick stab-ons.
Do you have any trouble at school?
And people bullied me because of my height, my speech and my actions. Sometimes I can't help putting on a lisp, and it's really annoying because people do it the whole day. And it's like really annoying when they do it, and I don't mean to do it.
What treatments is she on?
Laura is on somatropin, which is growth hormone. Her dose gets regulated by the doctors, and if she puts weight on or if she grows, then they up her dose.
How long is she, do you know how long she's estimated to stay on growth hormone for?
Till they're about 14, I think it is, because that's when your sort of growth spikes and you don't really grow anymore till about 14, 15, something like that.
How do you cope having to take Laura to the hospital appointments?
It's okay at the moment. They used to do stupid things like giving you an 8:30 appointment in the centre of Manchester. Then they suggested that we did the outreach at Lancaster, which is obviously a lot better because you can just drive to Lancaster.
The longest I've stayed in hospital was a week and a half when I was around 6 years old. I was in for an operation on my lip that went wrong. Okay, I'm just on my way to a hospital appointment at the moment, so I'll let you know how that goes. My hospital appointments are quite spread out usually, so we've coped with them okay. I usually go to the doctors for my blood pressure, my heart and just my general Turner's checkup. Today I'm going to have a bone density scan and a heart scan. What was your reaction when you found out I had Turner's?
Initially it was shock because we didn't know nothing about it. So when the doctor said, "Oh, Megan's got Turner's," but don't look it up, we'll tell you all about it when we know to what extent she's got it. We just had to go out and Google it and find out which gives you the worst case scenario. So it was quite upsetting and a bit of a shock really. What do you think?
Yeah, I went through the grieving process. It was my perfect baby wasn't my perfect baby, so I kind of went through a bit of the grieving process, but that was just straight at the beginning, and then we got on with it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did you have a prior knowledge of the condition?
No.
No. Never even heard of it until the doctor told us that they suspected Megan had Turner's until they did the blood tests and the scans and what have you. And then when they came back and said it was Turner's, we then had a sharp upward learning curve.
Yeah.
And obviously a lot of doctors' hospital appointments in Manchester over the time.
What was it like taking Megan to the hospital appointments?
At first, very time consuming,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't it? We didn't, we'd spend weeks and weeks going to different appointments. They're always in Manchester, so it is a little bit difficult sometimes getting to the appointments, but we got used to it. We've had 18 years of doing it, so
Yeah, it's become like a military operation.
yeah,
As soon as we get the appointment time, we're straight into work, so it meant a lot of time off work.
yeah,
But, you know, it's for Megan, so, you know, you do everything for your little girl, don't you?
mhm.
So that's what we did.
Another big thing with me and other Turner's girls is we also struggle in school. We struggle with maths. With me, the information just doesn't seem to go in. I've retaken my exam 3 times since high school. As I have failed so many times, this can be really disheartening. But thankfully I have a big support group of friends and family that will help me through it. One of the hardest things about having a condition nobody knows anything about is friendships. But thankfully I've become friends with some very understanding people. What did you think when you found out I had Turner's?
I didn't know what it was, so I can't really say anything. So I was a bit like, oh, what's Turner's?
What did you think when you first met me?
I thought you reminded me of my Aunt Judy, because you're both kind of the same height. Like, you both have short hair and wear glasses. But other than that, I thought you were really fun.
What did you think when you found out I had Turner's?
I didn't really think anything because you're still a person, so Turner's don't really affect who you are.
Did you have a prior knowledge of Turner's?
No, I knew that it could affect you in ways, but I didn't know how.
What did you think when you first met me?
What did I think when I first met you? You were quiet, shy, down to earth, and then I got to know you. Not so much now.
Today I'm going to talk to Donna, who wasn't diagnosed until she was later in life.
Did you take injections when you were younger?
I didn't get the opportunity to because I wasn't diagnosed till I was 15, so no.
Did you have trouble at school?
With maths and science, yes. And if I didn't sit near enough to the front of the class, I couldn't hear. And the teacher said I was naughty.
What treatments were you on as a child?
When I was diagnosed, I was put on microgynon, which I'm still on now, and that's the only treatment I've ever had because they couldn't provide me with any growth hormone, because when they scanned me, my hormone pocket in the brain had already opened and closed again, so they couldn't do anything to help me grow a little bit more.
So, because you were diagnosed when you were 15, what was everybody's sort of reaction to that?
My mum was quite angry because she'd been taking me to the doctors when I was quite young, knowing that there was something there that they weren't finding. And it was actually my mum, she changed GPs, which is how I ended up getting the diagnosis, because he sent me for all the tests. And when the GP found out, my old GP, he just sort of shrugged his shoulders and just said, well, it don't matter, does it? He's retired now, he was an older GP, but I think it was definitely anger, and my mum was upset, I was really upset, and it just resulted in me missing a lot of school really, all at once, because I had to have all the tests done when I was sitting my GCSEs, which probably wasn't the easiest, but my results were still alright, so we just kind of got on with it really.
So they can help support it in raising and help children.
I think it is massively unfair that everybody has heard of Down syndrome. And if you say Turner syndrome to somebody, they look at you as though you've got 14 heads. I just think there needs to be far better awareness amongst the social workers, amongst the doctors, amongst the GPs, and amongst the people who make the decisions with DLA and carers allowance and everything like that, because it's horrendous.
Because I wasn't diagnosed when I was young, and if more people were aware of it, more people will be diagnosed, and the younger you are, the actual better treatments you can get. And around here there isn't a lot of Turner's clinics. The one I went to in Manchester, I don't go to anymore because I used to see a diabetes specialist, which isn't much use for me really, but it comes under the endocrinology, like Turner's. So I think the more awareness there is, the more doctors will specialise in it and the more people will be diagnosed with it.
I think because there's more and more girls born with Turner syndrome, as Meg has been, I think there needs to be a lot more awareness out there on what it is, what you can do as a parent, what it entails, and what schools especially can do. A lot of people know about Down syndrome, not a lot of people know about Turner's, so it's just about getting awareness out there for the condition and how you support your daughter with it or your students.
The more people who know about it, the more people are educated about Turner's, hopefully as time goes on there'll be more resources in there for girls with Turner syndrome. So as it is now in the northwest, we have to go to the Manchester hospitals. There's very little outreach clinics, so you've got to take the time off, you've got to sort out all other family issues to get to and work so you can get to the hospitals with all these appointments. If they were nearer, it'd be quicker and easier. So I think more people know about it, more people might specialise in Turner's, and then the help would be nearer for the families concerned.
So hopefully now you have a better understanding of Turner syndrome and how it can affect girls and their families. Thank you for sharing my journey.